play a huge part in all of our lives, and they become our best friends and our companions, and to lose a pet is devastating. And one of the things you can do as a responsible pet owner to keep your pet as safe as possible, and if in the awful experience that you do lose them or they are stolen, is to microchip them, because they then are permanently identifiable as your pet, and they will always be returned to you if they have been scanned. I'm here today with Celia from Petlog, which is a central microchipping database which is run by the Kennel Club, one of the many things they do other than just dealing with pedigree dogs. And she's going to tell us a little bit about microchipping.
Microchipping is a permanent method of identification for all companion animals, and we recommend it because once an animal is chipped, the chip's in there for life, it gets registered on a database, and then if the animal's lost, it's a really good way of getting your animal reunited with you.
And is it safe?
It's safe, it's painless, it literally takes 30 seconds to do.
Yeah. So we've got here, this is the microchip, isn't it, that goes into the back of the dog's neck?
That's correct, and as you can see, it's about the size of a grain of rice.
So absolutely tiny, and it's inserted using this single-use device which just slips under the skin. And as you can see from the chipping that we've done previously, the dogs don't even flinch.
Actually check if the chip is working before putting it in. Yep.
And that the numbers match.
Same number.
Just do a couple of close-ups when you're doing this. So just give me a shot of that. Clean shot.
You can just hold their head
Do you want
forward.
to come and hold it? How you hold it?
Come on then. Good girl.
And it goes between the shoulder blade area.
That's a good girl. Yes.
It's a number there, so it shows up, and that's now inside her. Good girl. That's a good girl.
So once the microchip is in the back of your pet's neck, what happens then?
What the vet simply does then is he fills out a registration form. All the chips come with barcodes. The barcodes are also scannable, and that's got a unique 15-digit number on there. All chips in Europe are conform to an ISO standard. We then fill out the owner's name and address and the pet's details. That gets sent to us at Petlog. We register the microchips, and once they're registered, they are actually on the database for life. All we ask owners then at that point is please, please, please keep your details up to date. It's only vets, welfare centres, police, etc. that have these scanners and actually have access to our database for that information. So once the information's on our database, it is security protected as well.
So not just anybody can scan a dog, it has to be a professional person that does it. Okay. But all the rescue centres, all the kennels, the dog wardens have them as well, don't they?
We try and make sure as many people as possible have scanners. All the microchip suppliers we work with, Tracer, Pet ID, Pet Detect, Pedimark, etc., they all produce really good scanners, and they're there and people can buy them. We actually recommend, particularly if you're travelling, that you buy a little mini scanner and you have that on you as well, so that as you're going through ports authorities, etc., you can just scan your chip and make sure it's there and make sure your paperwork's correct.
Actually scan your own dog, because that's the other thing that they're now used for. If you want to take your pet abroad on the pet travel scheme, they have to be microchipped, don't they?
They've got to have the microchip for pet's passport,
identified. Yes. Yeah. And the other thing is, you mentioned there that there's different makes of microchip, but all makes of microchip can be read by the same kind of scanner. That's right, isn't it?
That's correct. That's why we introduced the ISO standard into the UK and across Europe, to ensure that all chips conform to the same standard, and then we can have one multi-reader to make sure we capture all chips.
Microchipping your pet is a quick, easy and painless procedure that your vet will have done many times before.
Yeah, that's it.
The microchip itself is the size of a grain of rice, and it slips in the back of the dog's neck. They don't even notice it is there. It happens once, and it is a permanent identification of the pet.
Once he's on the table for you to stand that
Yep.
side, then.
All right then. Yeah. You wait there, hand. Wait there.
Good boy. That's a good boy. Oh, yes. Oh, what a good boy.
Street. It's a social network